and my girlfriend of over 30 years, Jane, although she hasn't really contributed to my career. No, I'm saying this is sort of all me. In fact, thinking about it, she has done fuck all.
Hello, Tiny Tim.
Hello. Oh.
I bet it looks even worse from that angle.
Keep going. Right.
See?
Yeah, no.
There's a body in the boot of the car.
Right.
Who do you call for help and why? Gordon Ramsay, Kate Winslet, or Ross Kemp?
Winslet's out.
Okay.
With my back, I need a big, strong bloke to help me.
I was in a restaurant, right? And it was a lovely restaurant, right? It was nice and quiet. I'd eat about 6 p.m, so it's nice and quiet. And the waiter came over, and every time he sort of walked back and forth, he just went...
Ramsay would try and cook it. Take his shirt off. Gordon, put your shirt on.
It's not a kebab, Gordon.
Yeah. Stop drawing attention to yourself. Kids are scroungers, aren't they? I mean, from day one, it's all me, isn't it? Feed me, clothe me, pay for my chemotherapy.
Ricky, can we look at a picture of you in your pop career?
Which one's which?
I'm not embarrassed by that. I'm embarrassed by this. Everyone's going, what the fuck happened?
You're on trial in Thailand.
Never gonna happen. Right.
Who do you choose to be your defence lawyer?
Right.
And why?
Right.
Steve Carell,
Yeah.
Samuel L. Jackson,
Yeah.
or Stephen Merchant?
I think Steve Carell.
I think you've chosen wisely.
He owes me.
Can you do this?
No!
All right, stand next to me.
Right, okay.
Stand next to me.
Right.
Stand just right here next to me.
Yeah,
Which one's the American?
Jane thought she'd made a new friend, but it was just a shadow. Jane thinking about making new friends. Jane is looking so happy because her new friend hasn't walked away yet. But does she not know you're doing it? Does she not think, where is he? Where is he?
She sees the tweet.
I love English graveyards.
Yeah, they're great.
Does remind us.
Well, it is. That it's finite, and all the things we care about now mean fuck all. They mean nothing.
The things that people have got furious with you about.
Yeah.
Yeah. In the fullness of time.
Oh, they love me when I'm dead. We talked about nothing but our balls for about 6. Is that true?
And here comes Mr. Bennell with his big balls. And here comes Mr. Gervais with his suspiciously round balls.
You know, that's why a comedian should be fat and old and ugly. Because if you're young, no, not you. No, not you. No, what I mean is, I've died.
Go on.
No, I've really done it.
Just found this photo of Jane when she was little. There had to be a gift. You must have given her a gift after that.
Yeah, well, there you go. That's what being in a relationship for 30 years does. I mean, there's no better thing in the world. Not a car, not money, not a house. A dog, it's fucking amazing. It's 15 years of joy and then terrible sadness. Tell me your names and where you're from.
My name is Daniel, and I'm from Atlanta, Georgia.
And why do you want this job?
I wanted this job because you're amazing.
Thank you.
And I get paid.
That's exactly why I took the job. One little girl just went to me, "Are you married?" And I said, "No, but I've been with the same girl for like 30 years. She went, "Why don't you propose to her then?"
And then another little girl said, you should get her a ring, because you ain't that special. We were outside in the graveyard. I think Bob was having a cigarette, right? And our Uncle Mick came along, and we hadn't seen Uncle Mick for, like, about 20 years, right? And this old man, he went, hello, boys. And Bob sort of looked at him and recognised him and sort of went, Jesus, like that, right? And then Bob looked around the graveyard and said, is there any point you going home? Time a journalist says that how much is a pint of milk, I'm going to say, here's £1,000, run and get me one. What have I got?
What have you got?
That's all I've got on me.
That'll do.
Look.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
He's actually taken it. And then he came up to Bob's window again, and he had one of those sort of mirrors with a stick on it, just looking under the car like that. And as he did that, his helmet fell off. And out of the helmet fell, like, 20 cigarettes. And the copper just went, oh, just being nice. He just said to Bob, I bet you always wonder what we kept under our helmets. And Bob went, I knew it wasn't brains.
Someone said to me once on Twitter, without a God, you don't believe in God, then why don't you just go out and rape and murder as much as you want? And I said, I do, which is not at all.
Yeah, yeah.
Because I have a conscience. Why would I? If you're not murdering someone because you think God's watching you, that's you're not a good person. You're just scared of the consequences.
I don't care. No, don't worry about being dead. So you don't know about it. That's the best thing about being dead. You don't know about it. It's like being stupid. It's only painful for others. So I don't care. I don't care. I don't care.
Go to the pharmacist because I mean they're hugely underused within the
underrated experts. They are the experts in side effects in all medications. So unless you're really
you can't do a
seriously
prostate
unwell,
exam though in boots, can you?
You do a lot though, can't you?
Last time I looked, your prostate wasn't a medicine.
There's a party going on right here. A celebration to last throughout the years. So bring your good times and your laughter too.
Yes, she makes bread from her yeast from a certain part of her anatomy, and she also makes rice puddings out of her own breast milk. Right?
Yeah,
both those are true stories.
True stories.
Yeah, not people I met. No,
are you sure?
It's not restaurants I go to.
We're gonna celebrate and party with you. Come on! Let's bring good times. Come on!
The handsome boy. Ricky, can I say something that you may hate?
Go on.
I think you should have a kid.
Right. Okay. In what way? Be a father or just have a kid? Go and get one?
No, I think you should have a family, because I've always thought about you and Simon Cowell. Whenever I read your interviews, I always think there's something missing. I think you make a great dad.
Me and Simon Cowell, if he's up for it.
Do you hate that question?
No, I feel a sitcom coming on. Yeah. Ricky and Simon adopted a kid. Oh, Ricky, what are you doing? Hey, I'm bathing the baby, Simon. You don't bath it like that. It's already written. Good one.
Talking of sitcoms, you and Stephen Merchant are working on a new project. First there was The Office, then there was Extras. Tell us about the third one.
This one's called Life's Too Short, and it's sort of a fake documentary. It's about the life of Warwick Davis, who's a real person, but this is a twisted version of himself.
And he's a dwarf, right?
He is. Why bring that up?
No, I don't know. Chris is telling me he's about to...
I've got to do with it. Sorry, Warwick, if you're... He doesn't know he's a dwarf. He just thinks...
I feel awful now.
No, we haven't told him. He doesn't know.
Well...
Because he's blind as well. So no one's told him he's a dwarf. So now he knows.
Well, now he does know. Thursday was the night.
And it's about him having a sort of a bit of a midlife crisis, and his career's on the skid. So he's done this sort of reality show to try and get famous. And myself and Stephen play twisted versions of ourselves as well.
Well, good luck with that.
Got it.
Right then, today is Thanksgiving in the good old US of A.
God bless both of them. It's Thanksgiving today. Happy Thanksgiving. Karl's going to tell us what it's all about. Ricky, what are Karl's qualifications as some kind of international culture guru?
He hasn't got any.
Really?
You're going to
Seriously, I don't know why you got me on for this bit.
So you could plug your video.
Come on.
Yeah, that's out.
All right.
Yeah.
Now you're going to do this bit.
It's just a...
Before you do that, should we have a clip?
Yeah, quickly.
Let's have a clip of you by Christ in Rio. Here it is.
So come on, Karl, that was pretty good. You are the idiot abroad, you're now the idiot with the turkey. Tell us about Thanksgiving.
Go and show that turkey.
Why
It looks lovely there, doesn't it? But look what they were facing us. That's the view that was facing us.
Is anyone doing this in this country? Would anyone
Yes,
be to
of
blame?
course. Yeah. There's some Americans over here, people who have American relatives. It's a big night for those guys.
But would they be watching this anyway
Yes,
then?
they
Or
will.
they be eating...
This is their pre-Thanksgiving show. They watch it every year.
Tell us about the origin, Karl.
I told you what this. I've got a podcast out called Thanksgiving, free on iTunes. And I was telling you the Wampanoag Indians.
I wouldn't worry. It's mainly, I mean, anything with Americans, they like eating.
Yeah.
So they tend to... No, I'm not having a go.
That's racist.
That's a fact. So...
But they definitely have gone off the turkey now, because it looks like Arnie Nora from
Listen
that
to what they
angle.
eat. There's a thing that they eat called Duncan.
Right.
And what they do, they get a turkey, they shove a chicken in that, and shove a duck in that, and that's why it's a Duncan type thing.
Excellent. OK, round of applause for that one Thanksgiving fact. Cheers, Karl.
Well, thanks to you both, and good luck with your DVD battle in the charts over Christmas.
Who's going to win the battle of the DVDs, guys?
Idiot Abroad. I think it's number 1 or 2 or something. I think only Top Gear's beating it. Top Gear? Who's still watching Top? Just turn Dave on. It's on every night.
All right. Thanks, Ricky. Thanks, Karl, for being on the programme.
When Brad and Angelina see our next 2 adorable little presenters, they're going to want to adopt them. Please welcome Kevin Hart and Ken Jeong.
You're so macho, aren't you?
I know, it's a
You're
chef
so
handshake.
tough. I'm glad you got your shirt on. You always have to show a bit of that, don't you?
No.
It's for the menopausal women. And go, oh, look, he's taking his shirt. He walked to the restaurant the other week carrying a stag. Who do you think you are? 4.
Hold on.
I've got a thing about changing rooms, public changing rooms. I always have. I know. I'll tell you why. I don't know if it's the same in ladies' changing rooms, but men are so proud of their offal, right? If I'm in a public place, I have a shower, right? 1 minute, towel, corner, pants on, right? There's blokes walking around naked before the shower, talking to each other, like that. After the shower. There was one bloke in the shower, way too long, right? It was ages, right? And he got out, no towel, just dripping wet, just went up to the mirror and started doing his hair first. I was in there with there was just me and this really fat bloke once in the change room. I was getting changed, and he was there, and he was really big, like 350 pounds, right? And he was naked on one of those precision scales. And he was there for fucking ages, and I was looking at that, right? He was like that for ages. I wanted to run over and go, mate, you're never going to be an astronaut, right? It doesn't need to be this accurate. Just pop some pants on and take a fucking gram off. But as I say, I'm going to be nice tonight. I've changed. Not as much as Bruce Jenner, obviously. Now Caitlyn Jenner, of course. What a year she's had. She became a role model for trans people everywhere, showing great bravery in breaking down barriers and destroying stereotypes. She didn't do a lot for women drivers, but...
A new series of extras starts this week. Congratulations on getting a second series, essentially, but also...
Congratulations on already fucking it up. It's next week, you moron. I know you can't say Chinaman anymore, right? I can't believe you ever could, because that is the laziest labelling of a demographic I've ever heard, right? So the first one lands on our shores, and we gather around going, what the fuck, where are you from, right? And he goes, China. And we go, oh, you're a Chinaman. And he goes, I'm a what? You're a Chinaman. A Chinaman? Yeah. What's my wife? Duh, Lady Chinaman. Why don't you call me by my name? I don't know your name, do I? It's Ling. Ling? Yeah. Is that your first name or your surname? Both. Ling Ling? Hello? Right. Old Adolf. That name's died out, hasn't it? He killed that dead, didn't he? No one's calling their kid Adolf nowadays. No little Adolfs going to school. Loads of Brads and Angelinas, but no... Look, you don't hear the teacher doing the register. Brad here, Angelina here, Adolf here. I do that quick so no one can take a picture of me doing that. No, but people make excuses for him. People say Oh, he was stupid, he was easily led, he didn't mean that. What do you mean he didn't mean that? They say, oh no, he was influenced by the political philosopher Friedrich Nietzsche, right? Because Nietzsche wrote this paper talking about a Superman. He said, not all men are born equal. And Hitler misinterpreted this and went way too far with it. And think of that. You're a great scholar, you've done this work, and you get a call from the Führer. And the Führer goes, all right, Nietzsche. He goes, yeah, good, what do you want? He goes, just read your book. What do you think? Love it. Love all that. Man and Superman, not everyone's equal, kill all the Jews. Sorry? Not everyone's equal, so kill all the Jews. I didn't write that. I read between the lines. I didn't mean that. That's terrible. You haven't been killing... You haven't been killing Jewish people, have you? What? Have you been killing Jewish people? Yeah. Yeah. A little bit. A few. How many?
6 million.
6 million? That's what I won't do anymore. Leave it at 6. That's terrible. I won't do any more. Stay for dinner? Well, I will, but be careful in future. I will. Are you writing any other books? Well, I am, but I'm scared to tell you about it. I won't do anything. What's your new book called? My new book is called The Gypsies. Do we need them, Mum?
Here I go, dreaming of the world in song. I wanna know who we're gonna be when the lights go down. We're down. I wanna know.
But I'm a considered comedian. I like my jokes to be accurate and my targets to be fair. So I was engaging these people. I was saying, why is it transphobic? And they were saying, it's about a trans person. I said, well, that's ridiculous. That's like saying a joke about Bill Cosby is automatically racist. It depends on the joke. But I was talking to them, I'm willing to learn, and I found out my crime was that I dead-named her. Now, I'd never heard that term, before a day after the Golden Globes, and that was saying her old name, and even acknowledging that she used to be a man. But she did. I saw him on the Olympic Games. It was decathlete. It was in everything. He was all over the place. Shot put and pole vault. He won a medal. He was famous. He was on telly all the time. But, a big, famous man with a huge... I don't know, but, I'm guessing he's a big... But I've learnt my lesson. Now, I'd never dead name her now. Now I know it's wrong. I'd never dead name her now. But, years ago... when, she was a man. That was years ago, I'm saying, right? And she went to the doctor, right? And knocked on the door, and the doctor went, come in. This is years ago. I'm saying, I'd never dead name her now, but this is like a flashback before anyone... Do you know what So, come in. And he went, hello, Bruce Jenner, because that was his name then. The doctor, this was years ago, and the doctor went... Oh, I'm Bruce Jenner, you big old... How you doing, boy, you fucker? How you doing? You big old lunt. Oh, how you doing, boy? Come here, you fucker. How you doing, Brucey boy? You all right? Right? And Bruce Jenner, because that was his name, this is years ago, right? So, Bruce Jenner went, not too bad, doctor, not too bad, right? And so, what can I do for you, Bruce? You fucker. How you doing, boy? And Bruce Jenner went, because that was his name. Bruce Jenner went, look at that. And they went, oh, come on, Bruce Jenner, you know the rules. He uses his whole name every time for some reason, I don't know why. Come on, Bruce Jenner, you fucker, you know the rules. You can't bring your big old pole vaulting pole in here, mate, And Bruce Jenner went, no, that's not my pole vaulting pole, that's my enormous penis. And they're, oh, right, yeah, seeing as it is your penis, you can bring it in here. But you should have left your shot puts outside. And Bruce Jenner went, that was his name for 58 years, I think. He went, no, they're not my shot put stop, they're my enormous testicles. That's where I keep my testosterone and my spunk and shit, right? And the doctor went, oh, yeah, that makes perfect. I'm a medical man, and that you're a big bloke. Oh, you fucker. How you doing, boy? You're a big... You're big, and you would have a big old cock and balls. They're beautiful, but a bit familiar. And no, but you must be very proud of them, Bruce. Bruce should have went, oh, this is going to surprise you, doctor. I want to get rid of them. And the doctor went, what? Why? Ah, they get in the way. Get in the way of what? Fucking driving, for one thing. Even on the day, on the way to the red carpet, we're in the limo, just to wind her up, I said, oh, I'm going to start off with a funny little one-liner, just an old-fashioned joke. She went, oh, what? I said, what did the deaf, dumb and blind orphan get for Christmas? And Jane went, I don't know. I said, cancer.
Socrates said that fame is the perfume of heroic deeds. Fame is the perfume of heroic deeds. Well, it probably was back then. There was no Heat magazine and Big Brother. You actually had to do something to become famous. You were a great scholar or a leader of men. And all the way through history, that was the case. 500 years ago, the most famous man on the planet was Leonardo da Vinci because of all the great things he did. He was a painter. He was an inventor. Oh, go on, mate. Sorry. I can't do one-on-one. It's a big place. In a much smaller room, I'd still ignore you, cunt. Shush.
I fell back in love with stand-up on my last tour, Humanity. I played arenas around the world. Netflix bought it for a record amount. It was the most watched special of the year. I thought, everyone loves me now. Everyone loves me now. Then I got this tweet. Real tweet. Call yourself a comedian? He knows I do. Literally says the word in my Twitter bio. Call yourself a comedian? You're about as funny as... Now, I thought he was going to go for the jugular and say Miranda, or... Come on. Come on, guys. Don't... I'm joking. Right. Call yourself a comedian? You're about as funny as a fart at a baby's funeral. He was trying to hurt my feelings. But his big mistake was choosing something that would be fucking hilarious. As if that would... A fart at a baby's funeral. Big echoey church. Everyone just silently sobbing like that. Tiny little coffin. Tiny little coffin. And someone farts. You'd laugh. Even if it was your baby. You know, no. If you're at the funeral, it's been dead a week, do you know what I mean? You're probably up for a giggle. Particularly if you're the father. If you're the mother, you probably still find it hard seeing the funny side of things. But I'm a considered comedian. I like my jokes to be accurate and my targets to be fair. So I was engaging these people. I was saying, why is it transphobic? And they were saying, it's about a trans person. I said, well, that's ridiculous. That's like saying a joke about Bill Cosby is automatically racist. It depends on the joke. But I was talking to them, I'm willing to learn, and I found out my crime was that I dead-named her. Now, I'd never heard that term, you know, before a day after the Golden Globes, and that was saying her old name, and even acknowledging that she used to be a man. But she did. I saw him on the Olympic Games. It was decathlete. It was in everything. He was all over the place. Shot put and pole vault. He won a medal. He was famous. He was on telly all the time. But, you know, a big, famous man with a huge... I don't know, but, I mean, I'm guessing he probably... He's a big... But I've learnt my lesson. Now, I'd never dead name her now. Now I know it's wrong. I'd never dead name her now. But, like, years ago, when, you know, she was a man... that was years ago, I'm saying, right? And she went to the doctor, right? And knocked on the door, and the doctor went, come in. This is years ago. I was saying, I'd never dead name her now, but this is like a flashback before anyone... Do you know what so, come in, and he went, hello, Bruce Jenner, because that was his name then. The doctor, you know, this was years ago, and the doctor went, oh, I'm Bruce Jenner, you big old... How you doing, boy, you fucker? How you doing? You big old lunt. Oh, how you doing, boy? Come here, you fucker. How you doing, Brucey boy? You all right? Right? And Bruce Jenner, because that was his name, this is years ago, right? So Bruce Jenner went, yeah, not too bad, doctor, yeah. Not too bad, right? And I was like, what can I do for you, Bruce? You fucker. How you doing, boy? And Bruce Jenner went, because that was his name. Bruce Jenner went, look at that. And they went, oh, come on, Bruce Jenner, you know the rules. He uses his whole name every time for some reason, I don't know why. Come on, Bruce Jenner, you fucker, you know the rules. You can't bring your big old pole vaulting pole in here, mate, you know. And Bruce Jenner went, no, that's not my pole vaulting pole, that's my enormous penis. And I thought, oh, right, yeah, seeing as it is your penis, you can bring it in here. But you should have left your shot puts outside. And Bruce Jenner went, that was his name, for 58 years, I think. He went, no, they're not my shot puts, they're my enormous testicles. That's where I get my testosterone and my spunk and shit, right? And the doctor went, oh, yeah, that makes perfect. I'm a medical man, and that you're a big bloke. Oh, you fucker. How you doing, boy? You're a big... You're big, and you would have a big old cock and balls. They're beautiful. They're a bit familiar, isn't it? And I go, no, but you must be very proud of them, Bruce. And Bruce Jenner went, oh, this is going to surprise you, doctor. I want to get rid of them. And the doctor went, what? Why? Oh, they get in the way. Get in the way of what? Fucking driving, for one thing.
I went to school with this guy, right? He was a div kid. No, he was. I talk about him on my other two stand-up shows. His name was David Beasley. He's the one that said, if you get captured by cannibals, when they're cooking you in the pot, they show you pornographic pictures so you get an erection and there's more meat to go round. Oh. But he told me a very funny story as well. There was a scandal in this sort of neighbourhood. A guy a few doors away from him that was older than him, an older boy, had got done for lewd behaviour. He was cottaging. He was a gay guy. And he'd gone down to this public toilet in Cemetery Junction, which is an area of Reading. And he'd gone into this cubicle, got the hole there, and he was waiting. People were coming in and out. He waited for ages, and eventually someone came in, heard the rustling. Cock comes through. Ooh. He grabbed it. They can't get away then. I guess. I've never tried it. I don't. He sucked him off. What do you think he was going to do? Play London's Burning? Of course. This dental floss is big. Of course he's going to... So, he got him. He sucked him off. And when they both went outside, it was his dad. Oh. All the Colgate in the world would never get rid of that, would it? Oh. I don't know if you're affected by the volcanic ash cloud, but I had friends that were stuck all over the world, and they missed weddings and funerals, and they had to put themselves up in a hotel for extra days that they hadn't budgeted for, and they couldn't get their money back because the airlines were saying, no, we can't pay you because the insurance companies won't pay us because they're saying it's an act of God. Well, what isn't an act of God? No, if you believe in God, that's sort of a definition of him, isn't it? That he does everything. Isn't that right? Everything is an act of him. He's all-powerful. He's everywhere at once. He invented everything. There was nothing before him. He invented time, everything. He's across it all, okay? He doesn't miss a trick, and he's not absent-minded. A volcano going off isn't like him going, fuck, I left the oven on. You know, it's... And who are these insurance companies that can decide what is and isn't an act of God? How do they know, okay? Have they got a hotline to God? They call him up, do they? Ring, 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 ring. Hello? Could I speak to God, please? Speaking. Oh, I didn't
Think you'd answer the phone yourself? What do you want? Oh, that volcanic ash cloud. Was that you? Yeah. Yes, that was an act of me, all right. So I shouldn't pay out? No, don't fucking pay him a penny, son. No. Brilliant, brilliant. While I've got you here, did you make a tree fall on Steve Baxter's car? There's a lot of Steve Baxters. Steve Baxter, 2 Acacia Road, Hounslow. It happened at 2:15 on the 3rd of June this year. 2:15, 3rd of June. No, that wasn't me. I was in Africa that day giving AIDS to babies. He does everything. He does everything. Now, you're not to know this, but I am usually in my pyjamas by 6 p.m. I come home from work, the telly goes on, the pyjamas go on. Even if there's company, it's, you know what I mean, my house, my rules, pyjamas on. And if we've got, you know, relatives around, Jane says, oh, not the ones with the holes in, that's all she asks. Do you know what I mean? You don't need your mother-in-law, when you bend over, it's like the last chicken in the window going, he's got a tumour. You know what I mean? It's just, no. But you don't want to throw them away. Your pyjamas, they get nicer with age. They get soft, don't they? And they fit you just right. No one's going to see them. I actually invented a game with an old pair of pyjamas with a hole in them. No, you know when it gets sort of really thin and the gusset, then suddenly a little hole appears. You get like a 1/4 inch sort of hole. And when blokes are watching telly, we sort of doodle. Do you know what I mean? I don't know why. It's sort of like a comfort thing. I think it's anthropological. I think chimps do it. Not on me, on them. I don't. No good to me, they haven't got opposable thumbs or anything, so... I've never tried to get a chimp to wank me off, so let's nip that one in the bud. And I discovered, right, that if I pulled out miscellaneous bits of skin, right... No, could be a bit of scrotal sac, could be a hint of foreskin. You only put it out 1/2 inch, you've got to guess which... It's called offal Jim Jam. No. And you just pull it out, just 1/2 inch, right? And you turn to your girlfriend and you go, offal Jim Jam, cock or ball? It might be genius. There's no reincarnation, no ghost, no heaven, I believe. People can't get over that. People quiz me on Twitter when they find out I'm an atheist. They go, what, you don't believe in God at all? I go, no. Do you pray? I go, no. They go, why don't you pray just in case there's a God? And I say, why do you put garlic over your door just in case there's a Dracula? Right? And I've got no problem with praying, you know. I know loads of nice Christians and Muslims and Jews, and if one of my family is very ill, they always say, oh, I'll pray for them. And I always say, oh, thanks very much, because it's a nice gesture. If they said, oh, we also cancelled the chemotherapy, I go, don't do that, don't do that. Pray, fill your boots, son, but let's do the praying and the chemotherapy, shall we? Because that's the same result as just the chemotherapy. So let's definitely keep that one, shall we? I got in trouble talking about praying on Twitter once. Do you remember a few years ago that terrible disaster in Oklahoma, the hurricane? People lost their lives and their livelihood, and I donated to the Red Cross and I tweeted about it with a link saying you can donate here too, trying to help them with their drive. And one of those sort of frivolous entertainment magazines from America, their account tweeted this thing. It really annoyed me. They tweeted, Beyonce and Rihanna send prayers to Oklahoma. And I tweeted back going, oh, I feel like a cunt, I only sent money. Someone tweeted me once, would you come to the bedside of a dying child and tell them there's no heaven? I tweeted back, is it a paid gig? I prefer dogs, obviously. Dogs are better people than people, aren't they? They're amazing dogs. They're our best friends, they guard us, they guide us. There's medical detection dogs that can smell if you've got, like, AIDS. I'm not a doctor, but their noses are like 1,000 times more sensitive than ours, so they sort of go, oh, you're well HIV, fuck, you know that. And you go, you can smell AIDS on someone. Yeah. Then why didn't you smell it on the bloke I brought home last night then, you fucking idiot? They did the first 3 billion years by themselves, evolution and all that. And then we got involved and we did a bit of selective breeding, you know, getting them how we wanted them to do jobs for us, you know, a bit more of that, a bit stronger, faster, whatever. And they're great at the jobs they're bred to do, and they love the job they're bred to do because they're genetically hardwired to love that behaviour anyway. Although the Rhodesian Ridgeback was bred to hunt lions, and I can't help but think that was a little bit of a shock to it when it found out. So we did all the breeding, all the different pedigrees, all thousands, all the miles around, a big passing out parade. There's a bloke in a square with a white coat and a clipboard, and he goes, right, dogs. And they all go, what? Who wants to know what jobs they've got? We all do. Right. Okay, Labradors. Yeah? Do you like carefully bringing back dead ducks? Yeah. That's your job. Amazing. That is amazing. That is my favourite job. That is my favourite job. Jack Russells. Yeah. Do you like shooting down rabbit holes after... Yeah. That's your job. Fucking hell. Best day ever. Best day ever. Miniature poodles. Yeah. Do you like being carried around by elderly homosexuals? Yeah. That's your job. That's your job. Ridgebacks, yo. You're hunting lions. What? You're hunting lions. Fuck off. Yeah, you are. No, we're not. Lions? We get fucking mashed. Why can't the Rottweilers hunt lions? They're shaking babies. Good boy. Good boy, you shake that baby if you want. Good boy. Cheers.
To be quite political. Growing up, that 15, 16-year-old becoming aware, and, well, you did it to annoy your parents, obviously, but I think we're inundated with politics from an early age. I think everything is charged with politics and morality and the way to live. It's in everything, fables, nursery rhymes, little sayings. I remember, I must have been as young as 6, when we used to have an assembly at school, in infant school. We'd all come in every Monday and sit down on the floor, cross-legged, and our deputy headmaster used to come and tell us a story. And it always had a moral that we were meant to think about, and this would make us into leaders of men, character building. And he used to take ages over it. And he loved it. It was his best day, you know. And I remember he told us about the 2 mice. The lazy mouse and the industrious mouse. And it was summer, and these 2 little mice were out in the woods. The sun was out, the streams were babbling, there was flowers, there were berries, there were nuts, there was, and Lazy Mouse, he'd just be running around in the sun, having a bite from a berry, throwing the rest away. There was loads, it was never going to run out. Industrious Mouse, he'd have a berry, sure, but he'd eat it all, and he'd put one away for a colder season. He knew. Lazy Mouse, he'd be fucking running about, sunbathing, eating about, chewing out, throwing the rest away. Industrious Mouse went, oh, be careful, Lazy Mouse, because come winter, oh, fuck off, you square. The fall comes, same sort of pattern. The last of the berries, he's chewing there, throwing the rest away, he's just like chilling out, he's kicking through the leaves. You can't see him, if you saw the leaves moving, yeah, he'd be under the leaves, basically. You'd go, what's that? It's Lazy Mouse underneath the leaf. If you could go under there, like the Discovery Channel, you'd see Lazy Mouse going, fuck it. Industrious Mouse, he'd be freeze-drying loads of berries, he'd be chopping wood, and he made an axe to chop the wood out of a little twig and a sliver of flint. which he tied on with a horsehair, thus enabling him to chop and stockpile fuel. So, winter comes. Different pattern. The ground's hard. There's nothing. There's no fruit. There's no berries. There's no nuts. There's nothing at all on the trees. And he can't find anything. And he's starving. And he's freezing. And he's losing his body weight. And of course, industrious mouse. Now he's in his cottage that he built. Somehow. Roaring log fire. Just sitting there, rocking. On a pebble. Knock at the door. Who's that? Obvious, isn't it? So he goes over to the door. He opens the door. It's Lazy Mouse. And he goes, what do you want? He goes, I'm cold and I'm hungry. I can't find any food and I think I'm going to die. And he goes, well, I did warn you, didn't I? He goes, yeah. He goes, never mind. Come in here and share with me. Where's the moral there? Fuck around, do what you want, and then scrounge off a do-gooder. That's a terrible moral for children, isn't it? Awful. He told us the one about the boy who cried wolf. Have you heard that? Oh, well, I'm going to tell you again. Boy, in the Bible, I don't know, he's... I haven't got a specific year, have I? Right? Boy, looking after the sheep for the villagers, that's his job. Look after those sheep, boy. You go, all right, yeah. But he gets a bit bored. Probably gets a bit sleepy if he's counting them. Right? And he thinks, oh, I'll have a laugh here. He goes, wolf, wolf. And the villagers come up and they go, where's the wolf? He goes, there's no wolf. They go, oh, you go. So next day, he gets bored again. He thinks, that worked a treat. He's got very little imagination. He goes, I'll do that again. Okay? So he goes, wolf, wolf. Where's the wolf? There's no wolf. Oh, you can't. So the next day, he's sitting there. There really is a wolf. And the wolf comes up and he goes, wolf, 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 wolf. But the villagers don't come. And the wolf eats all the sheep. And we were told the moral of that is never tell a lie. No, it isn't. The moral of that is never tell the same lie twice. Again. A terrible moral for children. Nursery rhymes. Jack and Jill went up the hill to fetch a pail of water. Jack fell down and broke his crown, which I later learned meant his cranium. I thought his hat fell off. And Jill came tumbling after. And that's a true fable of 16th century lovers who used to go up to the well behind the prying eyes of the villagers and their spouses and have it away. And what's the moral there, though? Don't fuck around with sluts or you get your head caved in. How is that applicable to 5-year-olds? I have never worked out the moral to Humpty Dumpty. Humpty Dumpty sat on a wall. Humpty Dumpty had a great fall. All the king's horses and all the king's men couldn't put Humpty together again. All I can think is, don't sit on a wall if you're an egg. But again, how is that applicable to a 5-year-old human? I mean, you tell that to a group of 5, oh, so don't sit on a wall if you're an egg. Oh, well, what do you mean if I'm an egg? I'm not an egg. It doesn't make sense. If I'm none of us are eggs. If there was an egg there, it wouldn't make sense. Because you go to the egg, don't sit on a wall. You go, I'm an egg, I can't eat, I've got nothing. I've got no ears, no eyes, I don't know what the fuck. What? Don't sit on a wall. I can't fucking hear, I've got nothing. I'm in nothingness. I can't fucking climb walls for a start, so... Don't send horses to perform medical procedures. Of course they couldn't put him together again. They've got no dexterity whatsoever. They can't sew to save their lives. They've got no thumbs, let alone opposable thumbs. Don't send a horse. It's delicate. An egg? We've got a cracked egg. Should we send a horse? Definitely not. Have you got a doctor or someone who works for Fabergé? Don't. We've got like a half-a-ton creature with no fingers. No. Don't send that. Got a four-legged thing with like no chance. They can't. Couldn't put on. They couldn't scrub up. They can't. Imagine there's an egg, delicate egg. Horse comes over. Fucked. It couldn't. They wouldn't even think of. Fucked. That's it. They wouldn't even see it. They go over there. What? Fucked. That's it. Wouldn't even. You couldn't explain it to it. Don't send. It's ridiculous. If I had to design the perfect egg-crushing device, it would be a hoof. I need this. As a cracked egg, I need it crushing completely. Hoof. The hoof's great. Don't send a. Doesn't matter whether they're the king's horses or not. Certainly don't send all of them. That's going to be chaos. If there was one horse with a little bit of nous, he did like 1 year before he got kicked out of Harvard. I'd know the rudimentaries. They're all fuck it off, for fuck's sake. No lads, don't. They're fucking all over it. Fucked. It's definitely fucked now.
One of the first big charities I got involved with was the Terence Higgins Trust, the big AIDS charity, and it was mid to late 80s, and people were like, what's this new thing called AIDS? What is... Oh, it's gone from strength to strength now. It's doing brilliantly. It's gone global. Got its own day and everything. 1st of December, World AIDS Day. I don't think it'll ever pick up like Christmas. We don't do anything in our house. There's no decorations. But I discovered something. You're still learning. The first HIV virus was a combination of two separate viruses that combined in rhesus monkeys and it made this rudimentary form of AIDS. And it was fatal to them, but this was passed to chimpanzees. Sometimes chimps would get a bloodlust and eat a rhesus monkey. And it evolved and mutated in chimps. And because we're 98.6% genetically identical to a chimpanzee, it was able to be passed to humans. And the first human contracted AIDS when he was chopping up chimp meat and cut his finger. Although that's the excuse I'd have given. You'd have to come up with something, wouldn't you? You go to the doctor and you go, oh, I feel terrible, Doc. Doctor goes, oh, I'm not surprised. You go, is it ME? Worse than ME. You wish you had ME. You shouldn't be laughing about it. He's got terrible news. No, terrible doctor. You're the first human to contract AIDS. Is that bad? Can be. Still laughing. You shouldn't... How would I have got that? 2 ways. One, you were fucking a chimp up the arse. Fucking a chimp up the arse. Me? No way. How else could I have got it? Oh, I don't know, you could have been chopping a chimp up, cut your finger, that one. Choppy, chimpy finger, one. I bet he went straight out to the jungle and found that chimp and went, you gave me AIDS. Oh, what? You gave me AIDS. I gave you a blowjob. Shush. No, I got AIDS from you. Well, where did I get AIDS from? From eating monkeys. I don't eat monkeys. You're either eating them or fucking them. I was eating them. But psychology, psychiatry, neuroscience, it's still in its infancy. And we still know so little about the brain. And 150 years ago, we knew nothing. It was all guesswork, right? And, everything was just mental. If you weren't a white
sort of heterosexual, married Christian man, right? If you deviated too far from that, you were mental. They just went mental, like that. Like homosexuality, mental illness, you were put in an asylum for life, or worse, tortured. Women who fell pregnant out of wedlock, mental, asylum for life, right? And now we understand things more, we're more tolerant, I think it's going too far the other way, though, because now nothing's mental. You can't find somewhere that nothing is considered mental. Everything is a syndrome or an addiction or a preference, right? I could have my legs removed, have wheels put on, identify as a pram, right? And if you say I'm mental, you're a bigot, right? Now, that's a bit hack, that joke now, isn't it? Oh, I identify as a thing then, right? It's a bit old-fashioned, right? But I'm going to leave it in to annoy people, right? Because that's the bit that'll offend people. Same as humanity. I talk about AIDS, famine, cancer, the Holocaust, rape, paedophilia. But no, the one thing you mustn't joke about is identity politics. The one thing you should never joke about is the trans issue, right? They just want to be treated equally. I agree. That's why I include them. You know? But they know I'm joking about all the other stuff, but they go, no, he must mean that, right? Like a joke is a window to the comedian's true soul. That's just not the case. I'll take on any view to make the joke funniest. I'll pretend to be right-wing. I'll pretend to be left-wing. I'll pretend to be clever. I'll pretend to be stupid. Whatever makes the joke funnier without prejudice. Okay, full disclosure, in real life, of course I support trans rights. I support all human rights, and trans rights are human rights, you know? Live your best life. Use your preferred pronouns. Be the gender that you feel that you are. But meet me halfway, ladies. Lose the cock. That's all I'm saying. That's all.
When I first moved in with my girlfriend, 20-odd years ago, our first flat together, it was a horrible place. It was in King's Cross, and it was a horrible area, King's Cross, a seedy road, seedy block, horrible little thing. It was a rip-off, but it's all we could afford. It was one room, just one room, but it had like a little kitchenette area. So what we decided to do, we moved the single bed sort of into there, so we had a lounge. It was like a one-bedroom flat. So at night, we're in a space this big. The bed literally just fit in. I had to scrape it down the wall to get it in, and it came over the doorway a bit, and in bed, I could open the fridge. The fridge was there, the cooker was there, and the sink was there, okay? No toilet. The toilet was a shared toilet with all the other flats in the block, and it was 2 floors down. So what wins in the middle of the night when I need a wee? Do you know what I mean? Putting on trousers and going outside, or just pop into the sink? That one. And I remember, 20-odd years ago, Jane in a sleepy state saying, oh, at least take the dishes out first. I didn't. I used to get hold of the bottom plate and lift them all up and wee straight down the plug hole. Have you seen all the ghost hunter shows? Years and years. Celebrity ghost hunter. All around the world. Thousands and thousands of hours of footage. They've never seen a fucking ghost. It's all like, oh, what was that? Was it that I was just the... No, not the... What did you hear that? Was it just... Oh, was it you? Oh, no. Imagine if wildlife programmes were like that. Imagine watching David Attenborough all these years and everybody goes, here... on Kilimanjaro, we see the... Oh, no, it's not. And by the banks of the Limpopo, the elusive... Oh, it's not. You'd stop watching the... The pedo hunter shows, on the other hand, there's usually a couple in the crew just in case, you know what I mean? Particularly if it's a BBC production. Oh, shut up.
Well, John has crossed his way into the studio here, and John, worryingly, zebra crossings could become extinct. You've been looking into this for us.
Well, yes, it's not. You mustn't worry too much about it. It's up to each local authority, and they tend to go in the country areas, but in the towns and the cities they will tend to stay. But it's up to each local authority, so it all depends. Some people just find when they're crossing them that they really aren't sure where they should be crossing, And it can be tricky.
What, that moment when you're sort of wondering, is it...
Well, I'm glad I've been worried about this for quite a while. But they're not... So they are going to still be around, are they?
Some of them will be around, but not so much in the country.
OK.
So you've got to just relax about it. You mustn't get...
So I can carry on worrying about the panda
I
or
think
something.
so. Worry about that. And pelican crossing.
Think about the pelicans, that's
What's the future, then, of our crossings?
Well, the one in Oxford Circus, they're terribly proud of, because it's got a cross, and you don't cross just across the roads, you cross diagonally.
Yeah.
And that was brought in 2 years ago. It was an idea from Japan, and that's regarded as very successful. So more of those can be expected.
Okay. Don't you bump into each other, though?
No, of course you don't. You're walking, you're not...
Yeah, in Japan they don't, because they're really polite, but we just go, get out the way.
They were all extremely well behaved. You've not been out much, have you?
I don't go out much, no.
Well, there is one, of course, with a Grade 2 listing.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Now, that is the most famous zebra crossing in the world, and that's in Abbey Road, and I think we know where that's from.
Yeah, indeed. Incredibly, it has a webcam, so you can view it online.
Yeah. If you want to see us crossing the road...
You can if you've got no life at all.
Yeah.
Well, earlier on...
Yeah. Well, let's do that.
Yeah,
let's go back to mine. I've got a webcam.
Shall we? Actually, save your time. Have a look at it.
Oh.
Here it is, look. There we are. And they've got a message for you, Ricky, as well.
Oh.
Okay. Big fans of your work. Let's see.
Here we are.
We love you, Stephen. There you are.
Brilliant.
Thanks, John. Brilliant stuff.
Thanks, John. Now then, this year for Children in Need, Matthew is going to pedal a rickshaw all the way from Edinburgh to London in just 8 days.
Yeah.
Now then, I did actually have a little go myself, just to see how difficult it was, and it's not...
Great, thanks for that. I didn't actually realise... Well, I was doing some training today around Richmond Park, and the wheel was buckled. I had to repair it before I even set off, and I didn't even know that
Well,
was
I wasn't going to say anything. I didn't know they were going to show that. Anyway, now then, how was training today in Richmond? How's it going?
Hills aren't getting any better. To be honest with you, my legs are just going like Billy-O, and I'm just moving a lot. Look, that woman's just walking alongside now, just to give me some money, and that's the pace I'm going. She caught me up quite easily with a little jog and then just walked alongside for a bit.
Well, I mean, you need all the help you can get. It looks like you're on a pedalo, not going anywhere.
Oh, anyway. It's
8 days, man.
It's the hill.
8 days.
Downhill's great, flat's fine.
Is this actually going out on television? Wow.
But anyway, all of this effort will be nothing if people don't donate to children. In a second, Ricky, it's going to get even better, because we want you to do the honours and let people know how they can text and donate.
Right.
While you do that, Pudsey has been learning the David Brent dance from The Office, so the sooner you give the details out, the better, because
Has he still got a bad eye? Hasn't he?
Yeah.
National Health Service, just go and get that sorted out.
Go on, Pudsey.
He's off and running.
Here's the
Off he
dance.
goes. So, Ricky, if you read away, he'll stop.
Oh. If you want to donate, text the word MAC to 70705. Messages will cost £5 plus the standard network charge, and £5 goes to Children in Need. For full terms and conditions, visit the website bbc.co.uk. The One Show.
So there you are. If you can donate, please do. And you too, Ricky.
There's a bloke in that wanted to play Chekhov at the National.
No!
This is the only...
Puts it all the way. Back to
Anyway, yes.
Sit
then.
yourself down, mate.
Back to your old show, Safer Ground. Let's have a look at Liam Neeson popping in for a little chat about career advice.
Lovely.
So there you are, Liam Neeson asking you for some career advice. So we thought...
And of course he says the most horrendous things, which you had to cut out. I understand that.
Yeah.
I understand that. That's not a problem.
It's
That's not a problem.
Yeah.
I've been censored. Right?
But we found some people in the papers today who we thought might need a bit of Ricky advice.
Okay.
Right, so here we go. Okay, the first one. First of all, it's been a difficult few weeks for the Greek Prime Minister, George Papandreou. It seems Greece might run out of money in 2 weeks' time. The solution is?
Get a catalogue, HP catalogue. That's what I want you to do. Everything's 28 weeks at 38 pence. If you need anything, just get it from that.
Next one. A shop has apologised after apparently refusing to sell a 92-year-old woman, this is Diane Taylor, a bottle of whiskey because she couldn't prove her age. That's unbelievable. Any advice?
It's the law. No ID, no. What if it turns out she was just a really stressed 9-year-old? Maybe soon. Quite right. No
Okay.
ID, no whiskey. Yeah.
On we go now then. When Sir Arthur Conan Doyle created the great detective Sherlock Holmes, he made him... Now, Ricky was just saying there, got some grand plans for Poppy Day.
Yeah, I'm doing a big charity concert for wounded soldiers in America with Bruce Springsteen. I know, amazing. I did it with last year. It's a cause sort of close to our heart.
Yeah.
And what a bonus as well.
Yeah.
Doing that and with him is amazing.
Incredible.
Yeah, well, good luck with that. And thank you, of course, for coming in. Now, Life's Too Short starts next Thursday at 9:30 p.m. on BBC Two. And the making of Life's Too Short is on this Saturday on BBC Two at 10:15.
Yeah, thanks to all our guests today, to Ricky, of course. Tomorrow, Chart Top and X Factor stars One Direction surprise some very deserving children with their own personal performance.
We'll be here tomorrow with Chef Hugh Fernley-Whittingstall. See you
then. Bye-bye. Thanks again.
But I'm a considered comedian. I like my jokes to be accurate and my targets to be fair. So I was engaging these people. I was saying, why is it transphobic? And they were saying, it's about a trans person. I said, well, that's ridiculous. That's like saying a joke about Bill Cosby is automatically racist. It depends on the joke. But I was talking to them, I'm willing to learn, and I found out my crime was that I dead-named her. Now, I'd never heard that term, before a day after the Golden Globes, and that was saying her old name, and even acknowledging that she used to be a man. But she did. I saw him on the Olympic Games. It was decathlete. It was in everything. He was all over the place. Shot put and pole vault. He won a medal. He was famous. He was on telly all the time. But, a big, famous man with a huge... I don't know, but I mean, I'm guessing he's a big... But I've learnt my lesson. Now, I'd never dead name her now. Now I know it's wrong. I'd never dead name her now. But, like, years ago, when, she was a man... that was years ago, I'm saying, right? And she went to the doctor, right? And knocked on the door, and the doctor went, "Come in." This is years ago. I'm saying, I'd never dead name her now, but this is like a flashback before anyone. Do you know? So, come in, and he went, "Hello, Bruce Jenner," because that was his name then. The doctor, this was years ago, and the doctor went, "Oh, I'm Bruce Jenner, you big old. How you doing, boy? You fucker. How you doing? You big old lunt. Oh, how you doing, man? Come here, you fucker. How you doing, Brucey boy? You all right? Right? And Bruce Jenner, because that was his name, this is years ago, right? So Bruce Jenner went, yeah, not too bad, doctor, yeah. Not too bad, right? And I said, what can I do for you, Bruce? You fucker. How you doing, boy? And Bruce Jenner went, because that was his name. Bruce Jenner went, look at that. And they went, oh, come on, Bruce Jenner, you know the rules. He uses his whole name every time for some reason, I don't know why. Come on, Bruce Jenner, you fucker, you know the rules. You can't bring your big old pole vaulting pole in here, mate, And Bruce Jenner went, no, that's not my pole vaulting pole, that's my enormous penis. And they're, oh, right, yeah, seeing as it is your penis, you can bring it in here. But you should have left your shot puts outside. And Bruce Jenner went, that was his name for 58 years, I think. He went, no, they're not my shot puts, they're my enormous testicles. That's where I get my testosterone and my spunk and shit, right? And the doctor went, oh, yeah, that makes perfect. I am a medical man, and that you're
You're a big bloke. Oh, you fucker. How you doing, boy? You're a big... You're big, and you would have a big old cock and balls. They're beautiful. That bit familiar, isn't it? And you go, no, but you must be very proud of them, Bruce. Bruce should have went, oh, this is going to surprise you, Doctor. I want to get rid of them. And the doctor went, what? Why? Ah, they get in the way. Get in the way of what? Fucking driving, for one thing. And I mustn't mention Mel Gibson this year. Jennifer Lawrence made the news when she demanded equal pay for women in Hollywood, and she received, overwhelming support from...
I was really bad in love till you arrived, yeah. Now I can see in color why it was great. Oh, yeah. You know I was looking, and the elephants are looking, yeah. Can't believe that I was here on my...
Welcome to my show. It's not a show. There's no dancers or jugglers. It's basically a bloke talking, which is essentially what stand-up comedy is, isn't it? A bloke talking. Sexist. What about all the funny female comedians? Like, No. Right. No. I'm not doing that. Okay, right. That was irony, okay? There's going to be a bit of that throughout the show. See if you can spot it, okay? Now, that's when I say something I don't really mean for comic effect, and you as an audience, you laugh at the wrong thing because you know what the right thing is. It's a way of satirising attitudes. Like that first joke, I used the old-fashioned sexist trope that women aren't funny. Now, in real life, I know there are loads of funny women. Like, I did it again. Well spotted. Good. No, but there are. Dame Edna Everage. She's... Eddie Izzard. She's brilliant, isn't she? She's not only a great comedienne, she's also a great actress, isn't she? She was brilliant in that thing as that man. All female remakes are the big thing. I feel sorry for them, right? No, I do. Particularly fat women, because fat is a feminist issue. Men get fat and we just go, fuck it, all bought and paid for, you know. We don't come under the same constraints of society, whereas women are inundated with images of how you should be, size 0 models, this diet, that diet, look like this, keep your man. And they make such an effort, don't they, fat girls? They've always got lovely hair, aren't they? They're always having their hair. They've all got lovely hair. Always got lovely hair. Always got those lovely false nails, haven't they? They make an effort. Anything but jogging, right? They love high heels, don't they? They think it makes their legs look less... It doesn't. It just... You can just hear them coming now. I don't want any fat people to feel uncomfortable at one of my gigs, so next time, buy 2 seats. I'm joking. I'm joking. Shut up.
Hello, mình xin chào tất cả các bạn đã quay trở lại với kênh YouTube của mình trong buổi sáng ngày hôm nay. Xin cảm ơn các bạn đã dành thời gian theo dõi cũng như lắng nghe kênh của mình. Chúc các bạn mạnh khỏe, hạnh phúc và bình an trong cuộc sống. Trong video lần này mình cũng muốn giới thiệu với các bạn về một thế giới động vật hoang dã và thực tế. Thì hôm nay mình cũng muốn giới thiệu với các bạn một chú voi mà mình đang cầm ở trên tay đây, để làm những trò chơi dành cho bé, để cho bé được làm quen cũng như dám gần những con vật cũng như động vật rất chi là dễ. Ngoài các bé xem những trên chương trình TV về thế giới động vật, con hổ, con báo hay những con voi và những con chim, con cò ở trên TV, thì ngoài ra thì mình cũng mua một số động vật về để cho các bé được tham khảo và nhìn thực tế về kiểu dáng và vóc dáng, cũng như các bạn bé dám làm gần với con vật Vậy qua video lần này thì trên tay mình cũng đang cầm một chú voi mua về để dùng cho bé nhà mình dám gần và dám sờ tay vào sát thực, nên rất chi là gần gũi với con vật. Thì trong video lần này mình cũng giới thiệu với các bạn một tí là con voi mình cầm này thì rất chi là nhỏ bé, nguyên liệu thì làm 100% là bằng nhựa dẻo các bạn nhé, nhựa rất chi là dẻo, các bạn thấy không? Thế thì tổng chiều dài của một chú voi mình đang cầm trên đây thì như các bạn biết là tổng chiều dài là có 12 phân, từ đuôi cho đến ngà là có 12 phân. Và chiều cao của chú voi này như các bạn quan sát là có 6 phân các bạn nhé, trong video đây. Đấy, từ lưng đến chân là có 6 phân, nó rất chi là nhỏ. Thì với một chú voi này như các bạn quan sát từ những cái chiếc chân của voi cũng sẽ làm được rất chi là mập và to. Đấy. Và cũng chỉ có duy nhất là một móng vòng tròn rất giống như voi thật các bạn không? Và được hai chân trước cũng như vậy. Đấy các bạn thấy không? Sẽ được làm một chân bước trước và một chân bước sau, rất chi là năng động và rất chi là ý nghĩa. Đang coi như là một chú voi đang đi bình thường cũng như trên đường. Đấy. Và hai chân đằng sau như các bạn quan sát cũng thấy vậy. Đấy. Cũng móng thì cũng làm được duy nhất là một móng hình tròn. Đấy. Và cũng được một chân đi trước và một chân đi sau, theo đà của chân trước, rất chi là giống, cũng như chúng ta đang bước này vậy, rất chi là có tình có lý và rất là đẹp các bạn. Thì các bạn quan sát trong video đây, đó chính là những chiếc đuôi của chú voi rất chi là dài và xuống tận dưới tận gót chân. Các bạn thấy thì rất chi là to, và mông thì nhìn rất chi là vạm vỡ. Đấy, được những cái đường sắc nét rõ ràng ra từng những chiếc mông của chú voi này, có thấy không? Và bụng thì rất chi là to,